Hello again, everyone. Deflect here, Firm at Fair Gaming. You'll have to excuse the voice. I was sick for a few days, so it's it's a bit tough, but feeling much better and getting back at it. So I wanted to go over season four as 10.26 is dropping today, and we are having some season four hints in the next few weeks. The big thing for season four is how you gear and the level difficulties. So they've changed it dramatically from the way you can actually get gear. They've actually crunched it so M0s are actually be basically the same as doing Mythic plus 10s, and M10s are going to be basically the same as doing M20s. So they've really downgraded it. You can now get Keystone Master without even dealing with the second affix. So it's gonna be an interesting season. So that then results in better gear off the hop. You can get veteran gear by doing heroic dungeons, which is very good. I guess if you do heroic dungeons, you can actually get useful gear out of it. M0s, which is this dungeon award season. Okay, so we're gonna have now what was Mythic plus 9 and Mythic plus 10. The results champion level 1 will come from a Mythic plus 2. And then you can see it just goes up from champion. You'll be able to get hero gear now from completing Mythic Plus. Um, Mythic Plus 7s and 8s. So hero track will be on 7 and 8. And you'll get Mythic 0 will give you hero track from your vault. So you don't even have to go into an M plus to get hero track gear from your vault. Crazy, crazy change. Going on, if you want higher than that, you can now start getting mythic gear at M plus 8s and 9s will award mythic gear from your vault. And that is the only way to now get that. It's a game, and it was the same as the last time. You can only get it from, I believe it was 18s that gave you the mythic one. So they've crunched it down from, there it is right there. 18s to now 18 and 19 to now 8 and 9. So they've dropped 10 levels off it, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Lots of stuff changing. We'll see how the difficulty in the dungeon scaling is. And if it's the same, whether a 10 will be equivalent to a 20, which it very well could be. So don't be discouraged if you're doing, 6s and 7s off the start and it's very difficult. But that is a big change. So now, you'll be shooting for 8s and 9s to get that mythic track. But getting into now the gearing, we now know the gearing. The dungeons we're going to have are going to be the regular Dragonfight dungeons, which we've all played now. If you played the entire expansion, which is good. There's a bunch I like. I like Academy. I hate Vault. I like Brackenhide. I don't like Halls. I like Neltharis. I don't mind the offensive. Ruby Life Pool is quick, and Alderman's, it is what it is. So there's a couple in there that aren't my favorite, but it should be okay so far. Um, what I've chosen now for my main, I obviously if you watch my stuff, you'll know what I'll be playing. But I always pick three that I try and play throughout the next season. So if you watch my videos lately, obviously number one should be no surprise is going to be Monk. And the reason I went with Monk was I've been splitting a lot. Uh, Picking a healer, picking a tank, picking a DPS, and then trying to gear three characters, which can be a struggle off the start. But this way, I'll play just all three specs of Monk, which will be fine because I like Brewmaster. I'm healing, with Mistweaver. I enjoy it in keys, and I raid heal as Mistweaver. And I will also do all of the above as Windwalker as well. So I'll be maining Monk for this season. That will be my number one character, which I'll be gearing up first. And it just so happens that a lot of the stats kind of go with all the specs, so it's a little advantageous Mistweaver and between Mistweaver is the worst to match them up between Brewmaster and Windwalker. Brewmaster and Windwalker use basically the same stats, so Mistweaver kind of is the odd man out, but not too bad with the gear. So that's number one. And again, if you've watched my stuff, you know what number two is because I said throughout the entire expansion, I will be playing Evoker. I said I would stick with it for the whole expansion, and I stick to my word. I will be doing that. I don't care what spec I play. Unfortunately, Preservation didn't get the tier set I wanted. It got the first season tier set. I wanted season two. I don't like the first season. I think it plays like shit with the reversion healing. That's just I don't like that playstyle. It's not for me. I would rather have the Spirit Bloom hot. But it is what it is. People voted enough to win. Unfortunately, I didn't get the one I wanted, but it happens. But anyway, I still heal with Mistweaver, so I'll be fine there. And as for the third I'm undecided on. As the third, I have it down to two choices. And I don't know if I'm gonna go back to my Shadowlands main, which was Demon Hunter. With a lot of vengeance. And Demon Hunter's in a great spot right now, so I should probably play Demon Hunter. But on the other hand, I have never mained a priest. Not once. So priest is my second option. Having a lot of fun on Shadow. Shadow's a great spec. And it's still going to do well. It has the best tier set it could get with season two. Obviously, that was a god comp, so the tier set was really good. They were doing crazy damage. And then I would back it up with discipline healing, which is this tier set. So, very good ramp. You can use it for raid. It use it for M plus. It's a very good healer. And that will be my third spec if I choose priest or DH. But let me know in the comments below what you think would be better, having a second tank or a third healer. I don't know if I'm going to heal a lot on the Evoker this season just because I don't like the tier set. And I don't like the playstyle. And then I'll stick with the Mistweaver for the main part, but I might do Shadow Priest to play a range. Otherwise, I will just have a melee comp if I go with the Demon Hunter. It's unfortunate, but yeah, those are my choices. So let me know if you guys have picked your mains for season 4. That is my pick. Obviously, I really have been enjoying Monk. If you watch my stuff, I like all the specs right now in Monk. I wish Windwalker would do slightly more of a damage, but every DPS wishes their class did slightly more damage. So it's a fun thing to say there. Brewmaster, everyone just shits on Brewmaster, and it is actually pretty decent. And just to make this video not go on too long, I want to go into why Brewmaster is not as bad as people make it out to be. So this isn't the tier set they're going to be rocking. You can see the top Brewmasters are still like obviously these are the elite, and Order has been around for a long time. Crush and Brewmaster, but they're 37-26. They're doing 30s as Brewmaster. So this is supposed to be one of the worst tanks, and they're still doing 30s. So well above the area where almost anyone's playing. You know, you're in the elite class, you're the 0.1%. um, but yeah, they're right up there. Druid only has one above 3,700. So just to put things in perspective, DKs only have one above 3,700. Like you're talking the elite of the elite of the elite here. So it is going to be a very viable spec. It will be just fine in the new season. Proud Warrior was supposed to be really good this season and still is the worst spot. But that's why I will be playing Brewmaster. It's a fun spec and it can do very well. Obviously, this is the top tank right now, so you'll see a boatload above 3,700. But other than Demon Hunter, the rest are very close together. So let me know what you think should be a better option, whether it should be playing Shadow Priest I've never played or going back to Demon Hunter. What do you think the game's missing more? Is healers or tanks? What are you finding that the game is missing in pugs? Because I don't mind filling a role that if it's out there and it's a big issue, if there's a big demise and you guys in keys are noticing that healers are missing more often than tanks, I will play healers and keys and hopefully pick up some. I'm only one person, but it picks up a little bit of slack nonetheless. Anyway, let me know what your ideas are and what your mains are going to be. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Deflect, firm with fair gaming. We'll see you in the next video.